Hi, I'm Helena Weiss-Duman, and I've been working at UC Berkeley for 24 years. I'm in UDAR. Where are my UDAR peeps? Woo! Hi, UDAR. Okay. And this is Jennifer Davis.
And I'm Jennifer Davis, and I am not a UC Berkeley employee. I am a lifelong friend of this one and a living illustration today of our topic. We met actually when we were 12 years old. I think we were 12, you might have been 11, and they drug students from all the different elementary schools and put them in a computer class. They thought we had an aptitude for computer science.
Which was evidence today.
Yes. Yes, everything we know about technology, we learned in 7th grade. So that was a long, long time ago, but it's been a really fun journey of collaborating and connecting generously throughout our lifetime. And you know, do any of you have lifelong friends that you're still in contact with? So the ones that are really smiling, I can see that you have that. And how many of you are recovering from the lifelong friends? Anyone? Yeah, okay. There are scars. So anyhow.
Yeah. And what was our favorite collaboration besides today?
Spirit Week.
Spirit Week. This is us. I don't know if you can. Spirit Week was the highlight of high school.
Yes.
And we won the Spirit Jug
4 years in a row.
Yeah. So we are qualified to speak to you today because we know what we're doing.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
And you know, you have different relationships in your life. Some are social, some are professional, but I'm imagining that you can think right now of somebody that's been in your corner that has helped you. This is a work conference, so you might think about somebody that has helped you connect in your career, like help you connect to a new opportunity or help you with a resource or something. Or maybe it is that friend that you're able to lean on, and it's their belief in you, their encouragement in you that's really helped you to excel in your career. I don't know, think of somebody right now in your life that you connect with, or they've connected with you in a generous manner, and just turn to someone. I know you all love share and pair and share, so we're gonna do that. Turn and just take 1 minute and tell a person near you who your person is, somebody you can think of.
Someone who helped you, or you helped that person connect.
Okay. We're all set? All right.
Test 1, 2. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. So great. So great. All right, take it away.
Okay, so we're framing this talk by two books that were really influential to us. Give and Take by Adam Grant is the first one, and I'm going to show a video. We're keeping our fingers crossed.
Cross your fingers right now.
Yeah, everyone. So to talk about networking and connection. So let's see if this works.
I think we hate networking because it makes us feel really awkward. I don't want to go up and try to impress someone. I want to try to build a real connection. And so I think it forces a lot of people to feel like they have to be too transactional or calculated. And most people don't like approaching interactions that way. It violates the very idea of a relationship. I think though that we all also recognize that your network is critically important to your success and also to your impact. And so in my research, I've studied networking in terms of 3 styles of interaction, which I've come to call giving, taking, and matching. Taking is basically saying, what can you do for me? And it leaves other people feeling like they're being taken advantage of. Giving is asking the opposite, what can I do for you? And matching is in the middle. It's how most people play it safe, saying, look, I'll do something for you if you do something for me. And most people choose matching to manage their networks and build their networks because they feel like that way they won't be too selfish or too generous. The reality is, though, that matching ends up being an ineffective way to network because when you're matching, you only interact with the people that you expect to be able to help you now or in the future. And so you end up with sort of an unnecessarily narrow network because you're only connecting with people that you can immediately see value in trading favors with, as opposed to saying, look, I'm going to help as many people as I can whenever the benefits to them outweigh the cost to me. And then over time, if some of those people end up doing great things, that's awesome. But that's not the reason that I'm doing it. And that's how givers approach networking. I think it's sort of ironic that if you spend more of your time trying to help the people around you, you actually end up building a more meaningful set of connections. So the thing that I always try to remember about building a network is...
Okay, so just quick. I want to take a temperature of the room here. How many of you feel extremely comfortable and excited walking into a room for a networking event? Anyone? Is there anyone? There are some people that are very comfortable with that. I happen to be married to one of those people. And who's so energized by meeting new people and making connections that it's like going to Disneyland for him. But when we talk about advancing in our careers or really kind of doing almost anything in life, it's always the connections that we have with other people that will help us get ahead in whatever it is we're doing. You're looking for a house. You want to know where to send your kids to school. You want to understand the university system better and how you can advance, et cetera. It's the relationships we have with other people that are going to help get us there. There's a reason they say that it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? But so then how do we build these networks when so many people, so many of us, are kind of networking averse? It can feel icky, it can feel contrived, it can feel smarmy, so many of these things, unless it's your natural way of being, like I said, like my husband. So today we really want to flip the switch in our minds and go from thinking about networking to connecting and actively building the invisible kind of bonds that connect all of us, either professionally or socially in your neighborhood. And how can we tend to those relationships in a generous way, in an unselfish way, in a way that we are actually looking to help advance other people's aspirations. And along the way, something magical happens, and it just seems that the right connections open up, and the goals that we have are accomplished as well. So we're going to flip the switch from thinking about networking to connecting generously, being a giver, or as he said, givers approach networking in this way. Look, I'm going to help as many people as I can whenever the benefits to them outweigh the cost to me. And over time, if some of those people end up doing great things, that's awesome. But that's not the reason I'm doing it. So talk to us a little bit about the other book.
Yes.
That really...
Yeah, the other book, which we're going to give away at the end, so is by Keith Ferrazzi, and this was a very influential book for me, called Never Eat Alone, and he talks about success in life is the people you meet plus what you create together. And the book is he's like a super networker. It's chock full of
connector.
What did I say?
Networker,
sorry.
Yeah, connector.
Yeah, he connects generously, thank you.
Yeah.
So he has story after story, and so that's what we're going to do today is talk about stories that might inspire you to connect in your style, in your way, so the stories can inspire you. So the first, he talks about super connectors. So the first super connector I'm going to mention is Ben Franklin. He's my spirit animal, love him in many ways. But when he was young and not connected and just a normal tradesman, he started what was called the Junto. And it was a social group, and they got together and they basically wrote essays, and it was a very intellectual kind of salon soiree kind of thing. But from that, he just built so many connections, and he did so many things in his life besides the things that we normally know about. He started the first library company of Philadelphia. He started the first fire company. The first volunteer militia, the first college, which later became the University of Penn, the first hospital, and also the first fire insurance company. So it was all because he had these connections and nurtured them and built amazing things with people that he knew.
Yeah, and I'm sure just having all those relationships, he was able to, as he saw somebody, I imagine somebody have a vision for something, he would think, aha, there's somebody else over here that I can connect them. And it probably wasn't just to accomplish all of his goals, but to improve society as a whole. So on a smaller scale, there's something that Helena and I have been a part of, and actually our friend Sanchita is here from the university, and this was when Sheryl Sandberg published her book. She encouraged everybody to go out and start lean-in circles. Are any of you in a lean-in circle? Okay. Oh, yes. All right. Lean in. And the idea was to be able to gather women. You can do this with men as well. To get together. In our situation, we wanted to gather with some professional women and meet once a month. Early on, we used some of the curriculum that she provides online, and to talk about different topics, areas that we wanted to grow in, how to negotiate, mentoring, all kinds of topics. We would actually, this next year, we're looking together and came up with some topics that we wanted to grow and in our knowledge and understanding. And so Helena gathered 4 friends, and I gathered 4 friends. Sanchita was my neighbor. She lived down the street from me. We had another mutual friend that thought that we should know each other. So we got our families together for a social activity. And when I found out she worked at UC Berkeley, I thought, oh, well, she has to know Helena. And so we made this connection, and now these two are more connected than we are, okay? Because of their work. And you've done some things together, right?
I have a picture. Even. She hosted me because she's connected to Berkeley Rep. We went and saw Kiss My Aztec. Is it still running? If it is, you guys should go see it. It's a Berkeley Rep. Great show. So thank you, Sanchita. Yeah, we've done a lot of fun things together.
Yeah, but this group, we're able to encourage each other, and there are all kinds of great ways that we can help advance each other. I'm actually going to be starting a PhD program, and I'm leaning on Sanchita. Can you help me understand this process? And I would have never had that connection if it weren't for another friend that just put us together. So it's opening ourselves up and looking at all the possible ways to make connections with people.
So how can you do this? Okay. That's interesting. It's not forwarding. So I was going to I have a slide about staff orgs and affinity groups. That's strange. Okay.
And Berkeley Events Network.
Oh, Berkeley Events Network. Thank you. So the Berkeley Events Network was a group that I started 14 years ago. I work in the events group, and I wanted to do a training for other event planners across campus. And I asked my boss, and she said, sure, but you have no budget. And I said, okay. So I found venues to host it because I wanted to connect my favorite venues around campus with event planners on campus. And so it's 4 half-day sessions every June, and people get a certificate. There's 30 different speakers. It's such a great way to connect people on campus. It's my favorite thing, is connecting people with resources that they need. And it's been 14 years. We also also started a lunch and learn. So people are saying, oh, this is great. We should do more often. And so if a venue or a vendor comes to me and says, hey, I would love to showcase our product, I said, great. Can I bring 50 friends? And they say, sure. And so send an email out and 50 people come. They hear about different resources. We also have a listserv. So people ask questions, everything from I need a vegan caterer to who can help me with a ride company to the airport. So things like that. But now if you don't want to start your own, which I highly recommend, there are a bunch of staff orgs. Let me try my plan B, see if my plan B is working.
I think we're on plan D now.
Yeah.
Plan D.
Oh, wow. It's only one slide. Oh, I see. Okay. So tell me if anyone is in a staff org. And can we take and tell us what it is and how would you recommend and what you've gotten out of it?
Well, first I just want to put a plug in for the Berkeley Event Network.
Oh yeah, who's in the Berkeley Events Network? Yay, we got some graduate certificate, yeah.
Fabulous training, and it's wonderful to be connected through with other event planners, and I just love that as a resource. And similarly, I'm also part of the Berkeley Facilitators Network, and that's been a wonderful way for me to meet other people on campus and to engage in regular activities together. And I know some of my colleagues from that are here.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Either of you. Yeah.
I'm on the coordinating committee for Berkeley Facilitators Network with Valerie. I'm a co-chair. I'm a brand new co-chair. The Facilitators Network does sessions on campus every other month for people who self-identify as meeting facilitators. So if you want to make your meeting more interesting, come to our sessions. And not just interesting, effective.
Interesting helps too, but that's good. Yeah. Did you want to share?
Yes, my name is James Dudek. I'm from Central Human Resources. I have the privilege and honor of being the person who created the first community of practice at Berkeley, which was called the Business Process Analysis Working Group. And now I work with awesome folks like Stephanie and other campus leaders who are leading staff organizations to support their work on campus.
Fantastic.
So I'm a huge fan of your work and the community of practice.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Hi, my name is Yesenia Mendoza Mueller, and I'm part of the Cal Women's Network, and I'm actually the Diversity and Advocacy Chair this year. So we're working on a lot of different issues that impact women at all different intersections. I'm really passionate about, just in general, leadership and access and, of course, equity. So if you're interested, please sign up. I believe there's some flyers somewhere around here. Otherwise, just come talk to me and I can add you to our listserv.
Yeah, she's part of it. There's identity-based staff orgs, which there's a list up there. And there's so many organizations, I couldn't put them on one slide. So here's the communities of practice. This is more skills-based. And then the identity-based staff orgs, which is an awesome resource too. So if you just Google, on the website, you can find information on how to be connected.
Helena, can I ask you a question about this? So Helena, connecting is her superpower. So if you don't do anything else today, make sure you connect with Helena because she will help you find other connections. She can't help it. It's just part of her DNA. And so a lot of what she does, I know, is outside the scope of her, job description. And so there's this sense that, you've got the weight of your responsibility, and it can feel almost like overwhelming to think about joining something else or starting something else or whatever. But why has this been so effective for you? You've been in the university how long?
24 years.
Okay, why has it been so effective for you this is just the way you operate. This is the way you live your life here on campus connecting. Tell us why. Why has that been meaningful to you?
It's just so fun to help people. And also it just comes back to you as well. I mean, to get things done, especially the bureaucracy of Berkeley, you need to have those connections, right? You're needing help. Okay. I'll give you here's an example. Well, this is a funny example. So this guy, he's a restaurateur in Berkeley, and he was one of the people that said, hey, can you help me promote my restaurant? And we did a lunch and learn there. The reason I put his picture up is because maybe 5 years later, I'm at St. George Tasting Room in Alameda, which I highly recommend, their spirits. And he recognized me, and he gave me a bottle of my favorite liqueur. So it was so sweet. I mean, not that the reason I did it, but you plant those seeds, or you're always needing help around campus. So if you can help people, people are going to help you back. Just put everyone in your cell phone, their numbers. For what happened this week, I totally screwed up. So we had a staff celebration for all of the advancement people. Was anyone there? Yeah, Stephanie was there. Yeah, you guys were there. And we had a big photo op where we had these streamers, and they were supposed to be these easy to clean up streamers that were blue and gold and metallic and really easy. Well, for some reason, the vendor sent some confetti. So here I'm on the dough steps, and everyone's like, go Bears! And there's a bunch of streamers and a bunch of confetti. I'm like, oh my, I am in so much trouble right now. So, but I knew Theron. Does anyone know Theron Grounds? Yeah, awesome guy. I was like, Theron, he was in my phone. Theron, I am so sorry. And by like 8:30 the next day, he had it cleaned up. So maybe the library will let me do an event there again, because I was like, oh my God. Yeah, we do not want to litter. So that's just a little example.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you reap what you sow. I mean, literally. And you sow
sow
generously.
seeds.
Yeah, sow seeds.
That's a foreshadow.
Foreshadowing, yeah. So, Helena, tell us, so if we don't have a lot of time, how are we supposed to do this and get everything else done?
Well, it's just part of your job. Anytime.
Never eat alone.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a slide to answer that question. How
about when you're eating?
Okay, never eat alone, as the book says. Never eat alone. So you can just overlay these activities with things you're already doing. You're already having lunch. Invite a coworker. If you're shy, I am shy. You would not believe this, but I am shy, and so I'll invite a coworker with me and say, "Hey, come! There's that new person in the office, and let's invite them to lunch." And you can do that. The other things you can do is share your passions. So if you're already, Sanchita is already going to the show. She invited me along. If you already like to work out, if you're already, whatever you like to do, just invite people along and have that friend. Share your knowledge. So if you have inside scoop of information, you see an article, something, just pass it along. And those are things that don't take a lot of time. If you just have that mind frame of connecting and sharing, you can weave that into your world.
Yeah, and it's just really important. There's a sense of like sowing seed in a generous manner and not worrying about whether or not something that you do that's kind for somebody is going to directly come back to you from that person. We're talking about a lifestyle, really. It's a lifestyle of practicing generosity. And then when we look at these connections, tending to them, and like Helena said, if you see something like an article or something and it sparks an idea in your mind, oh, so-and-so would like that, it only takes a second to shoot that off on your cell phone. And you're just tending. Helena's been great. I think you kind of ritualize things. She's been somebody, I don't know, she's a master at using her planner, her paper Franklin planner that she still uses. But they didn't think that was funny. I think are there a lot of Franklin planners users here? Okay, yes, we've got one in the back. But I could tell early on that she was taking the time to make notes to send a note, notes to pass on information, notes to remember a special, celebration or occasion. And I think that's paid off for you. I've just watched just a life of abundance and incredible favor. And I think it's because she's constantly sowing that. She brought her friends, so I'd say nice things about her, right? Never eat alone, others. Never present alone. So planting seeds. And so there's your picture. Yeah. Don't keep score. It's something we have to discipline our minds to say, I'm doing this to be a giver. And eventually it will kick in and you'll find the joy in that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I have another success story. So this woman, her name's Monica. She connected with me maybe 10 years ago on LinkedIn. She was moving into the area, and she saw that we had similar, that I was working in an area that she wanted to work in. She reached out to me to do an informational interview, which I always say yes to informational interviews. I mean, what's a 20 minutes, half an hour of your day? And so I met her, and I was like, wow, you're awesome. I'm going to have you present at a lunch and learn because you have this expertise on return on investment for events, and that way you'll have 50 people in the room who will know you, and maybe then they can connect you with a job at UC Berkeley. And that worked out. She ended up, did anyone know Monica? She worked at Haas, and she worked in the executive ed, and then she would include me in those executive ed classes at Haas were really expensive, right? So she would let me audit the class, and then I would let her staff audit the event planning certificate program. And I mean, we just have been collaborating on lots of things. She moved back to Denver. This was us in Denver in the fall, but we've just been friends because of LinkedIn, and she reached out to me. Yeah.
And you said yes, you were willing to give her your time, which was awesome.
Yeah. So
Awesome. So when we talk about seeds, we're actually talking about growing our social capital. And to go back to what Farazi said, it's that our success is really, and our social capital is really the sum total. Like, let's say we're all connected. Well, we're kind of connected now. So the sum total of everything amazing that you do and everything that I do, we do it all together, and that makes us more successful. It's a shift in our mindset. And so it's sowing the seeds of generosity. Okay.
Yeah, so I have another story.
Oh, building social capital.
Yeah. So story about building social capital. I took an accounting class online from Chabot Community College, and it was one of the best online classes I had ever taken. And I started teaching very shortly after online courses at UC Berkeley Extension. I've been teaching an extension for project management classes for about 12 years, but I'd never taught online. And so since the class was so well done, I reached out to my professor and I said, hey, can we have coffee? I would love to know your workflow and how you made the class so successful. What are your tips? And I said, give me your wisdom, oh wise one. And he he told me his tips. And then I was able to get him a job at UC Berkeley Extension. So now he's teaching there as well. So now the UC Berkeley community has the benefit of working with him. So that he didn't meet with me thinking that I would get him a job there, but it worked out. Okay, so I have another story that's connected. You have to wait to see how this is connected. Okay, that's my dad. He was a refugee. He survived the Holocaust. Most of his family did not. So I have a heart for refugees. So we host and mentor refugees, particularly lately from the Special Immigrant Visa Program, which means these people come from Afghanistan. They helped the U.S. military, and now they're in danger because they're align themselves with the U.S. So there was a bill that passed that these folks got to come in. So, and here we are. We have social capital. Went on next. This is from next door. We got furniture. I reached out to my networks. I found someone who had an apartment. Then they rented it under market rate to this family that came in. Through my network, I found this person that I know has an accounting background. Someone needed an accountant, so we got him a job. So we got him a job, apartment, and then furnished it for him. And this is 4th of July this year. So we have a party every year for the Afghan folks that we have mentored or have housed in our home as they were transitioning into America. But why do I tell this story? Because there's my awesome accounting professor giving an award to Mitty for being the outstanding online student at Chabot.
And who was Mitty?
Mitty was the Afghan guy that I helped with the apartment. So yeah, so thank you. Yeah, so and they neither of them posted that on social media. It was like another organization, and I was so excited that. But basically, the point is we're all interconnected, right? And who knows what these relationships are going to happen in the future? What's going to happen?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, don't you want to be friends with Helena? You do, right? Anyhow. Okay, so what we're going to do is we know how valuable your time is. So we want to give you an opportunity to use some time right now before you go into your next setting and have to think about something totally different. So take a minute and think about a goal or an aspiration that you have right now for your career. Well, it could be career, because this is a career-based conference. It could be something else, I won't tell. And think about that, and then just take a couple minutes. You can do this on your phone. You can do it in the notebook that they gave you. But we want you to actually do this, and we're going to actually have you get in groups, and you're going to share this, and we're going to see if you can't make some connections today that might actually help you with this. This is connecting, not networking. Okay? So we can just let that go. So take a minute, think about your aspiration or goal, next step, who can help you, how you might be able to help them, and when you'll be in contact. Do you want to give an example of this?
Yes. So say, for example, you have a job and maybe 25% of your job is event planning, and you're like, I really want my next job on campus, I want it to be maybe 100% event planning. Okay, what are the things I can do? Who can I connect with? Where can I join the Berkeley Events Network? Can I help people? Support events. There's a lot of events that happen on campus, and there's shout outs for, hey, who can help with the Golden Bear orientation, things like that, where you can build your resume and portfolio of event planning by volunteering, by giving back. So that's just one example. So think about what career you're thinking about, the next thing or the next goal you have, and what would be a way to connect generously to further that goal.
And you know what? I'll extend the boundaries of this a little bit. If just the concept of connecting with people in this way is interesting to you or inspiring to you, you might use this exercise to just think about how you can help somebody else's goal. So maybe somebody else is going to come to mind. What can you do to help others? But why don't we take 2 minutes and just work on it on your own, and then gather up with 3 people in groups of 3 and share those, okay? So go ahead and do that. Okay. If you found your conversations to be useful, I would encourage you to make sure that you exchange information with people that you were talking to. We would like to hear from some of you. I'll come to you with the microphone. Is there anyone that wants to share with us kind of what your next step is going to be? Or did you make a connection? Did a light bulb turn on? Anything you want to share about this exercise?
And also, if you're looking for a connection, maybe this group can
that's
help
a great opportunity. If you, within your circle, if you didn't find a connection and you'd like to use this opportunity to share, we'll see if there's someone here that will be able to help you. Anyone? Okay. There we go. All right, right here. Here we go. Here I come. That's right. Here we go. Sorry, thanks, Yesenia. Okay, hello. Stand up.
Oh.
Are you Onisha?
Yes, I am Onisha.
This is Onisha, everybody. Good morning.
Okay, I'll make it quick. Okay, so my name's Onisha. I just started my job, so I'm currently not moving to just, switch to a new job. But I am looking to network with people who work with younger student populations, so populations before they would get to Berkeley. As I just started my position, I'm looking to kind of give back in a sense, but also motivate individuals who don't know what their next steps are after graduating high school or after, after they're done with the whole K through 12 thing. Yeah. So anybody who knows anybody who can connect me to someone who works with that population, that'd be awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, let's ask right now. Is there anyone here that something went off, you think you will be able to help her? You think maybe? Okay, Catherine, right here. Do you see all these hands? Right here. So will you guys please, come see Onisha right afterwards. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, somebody else.
Wait,
Either
hold on
share
a
about
question.
your
Does anyone know
process-
about campus and youth programs on campus? Does anyone know about that staff org? But that looks like a good staff org for you. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Good job. Good connection. Okay, somebody else. Something that you focused on in your group or a connection you'd like to make. Okay, all right, here we go. Meet me halfway. Okay, this is Rebecca. We are. Hi, Rebecca. I'm Jennifer. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Hi everyone. Ooh, whoops. My name is Rebecca Lizaraga. I work with Helena in UDAR. I recently started my position with digital fundraising in February, and I am tasked with crowdfunding. So when you see Indiegogo, you see Kickstarter, you see people making millions of dollars off of weird memes or for medical purposes. That's what crowdfunding is. So I'm in charge of doing this for student groups, for club sports, for small organizations, even staff organizations. And I find that a lot of these people, they have these great missions, they have really engaged, really passionate people staffing them, but they don't have the resources to make it work. So I'm that connecting piece. I'm connecting them with people who are also passionate and have the funds to give them. So if you're sitting in your office agonizing like, oh, we would love to pilot this program, we would love to empower these people in this way, please come find me. I'll give you my card and we'll talk about it. And we'll give these young people, these students, this community, the tools to empower themselves to be effective fundraisers.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh,
All right,
thank you. Thank you.
So you're actually saying you're willing to help them with what they're doing. Yes. Did I hear that correctly? Did that come across? You got that? Awesome. Okay. Yes. Okay. Anyone else?
Can I have your card?
Oh yeah. Do you want to share, Yesenia?
Yeah.
This is Yesenia.
Hi everyone. So I'm interested in diversity and inclusion kind of work, not just with women, but just in general. So again, like I said, in Cal Women's Network, that is my position. So if you're interested in collaborating with me, please reach out. I want to hear your ideas. I want to hear the issues, the challenges, and opportunities, and I want to work together with you. So I have my cards on me. If you would like to connect, now's the time.
Right.
Raise your hand.
Perfect. All right. Will you want to share? Okay, one last one.
I'm going to try not to need the mic.
Okay, go for it. Oh, recording.
Also, I know that sometimes if people are maybe can't hear, they also don't speak up. So thank you. So as the brand new co-chair of Berkeley Facilitator Network, I joined the BFN coordinating committee last fall. I was asked to be a co-chair this May. I stepped in. My fellow co-chair left Berkeley in July. So I was co-chair for less than a month before I was chair. I now have a co-chair. But anyway, so I haven't been with the coordinating committee very long. We're reshaping it. We're figuring out what we want to do, right, Valerie? Yeah, so if anybody has been to a BFN session, if anybody has any ideas about the direction we could go, how to make meetings more interesting and more efficient, what it means to you, I'm happy to hear your ideas because we've got a brave new world right now, so we want to make it the best community of practice for our community.
Great. All right, thank you.
Oh, and my name's Stephanie Kalem.
This is Stephanie, and she has great earrings. It's great. Okay, Helena, I think...
All right, are we
Anything else
ready
you
to close?
I
with
think so.
This exciting giveaway here. So we have two things. The first one is the book. So we're going to play a game called Heads or Tails. So everyone stand up. And I'm going to flip a coin, and it's going to be either heads or tails. So you put either your hand on your head or your hand on your tail. And we'll flip the coin. So if you have your hand on your head and I flip it head, that means you stay standing. If it was on your tail, and then you sit down. And we'll go round after round till we find a winner, okay? All right, so everyone put your hand either on your head or your tail, okay? Everyone choose. Okay, ready? Jen, you're going to see the... Okay, ready?
Heads.
Heads. All right, so everyone who had their hand on their tail... Yeah, okay, she's gonna roll it. Oh, wait, start. Okay, do it again. You can pick, you can switch, you can stay, whatever you wanna do.
And tails.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that was fast. Okay. Are we down to 5 people? Come on up. This is gonna be like yeah, this is the high stakes round. Okay. Yeah. All right. Heads or tails? Okay. All right. Choose heads or tails. Do we have anyone with tails? Okay. Oh, this is high stakes. You could be the winner at this time. It is heads. Oh, sorry. Okay, choose again. Heads or tails? Heads. Okay, down to the last two people. Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's under the stage. Under the stage, it is tails.
Tails. Congratulations. And we also have a little prize for everyone so that you do not forget to connect generously. We have little forget-me-not seed packets, and it says connect generously, and it has our LinkedIn addresses. So we invite all of you to link in with us, and hopefully we can connect and help each other with our goals and aspirations. Thanks so much.
Thank you.